we got to get ready for this new normal that's coming in this economy. And if we think we're going to be able to do the same thing that we've been doing, we got another thing coming. And so this would get me excited because I know when you're running with the runners, we doing the things that's positioning ourselves for this wealth transfer, right? Getting ready for this wealth transfer and assets, getting ready to be able to provide for ourselves and take care of ourselves, because the government wants you to be dependent on them. And we want you to be independent, financially independent, right? Especially. And so, man, look, today I went live on my Facebook, and I went live on the on YouTube. If you're not following me on YouTube, you gotta follow me on YouTube, folks. Ricardo Hamilton on YouTube. And we was talking about what's taking place right now with this banking system, right? And where the economy is going, and Trump and the stimulus bill, right? And of course, I think I mentioned on the last show, people were upset about Trump and his taxes and all that. And obviously Trump just got the coronavirus, but they let him out. And, if we're looking at this thing objectively, it seemed like the coronavirus was really something that they just created to have a reason to print trillions of dollars. I'm telling you, because a lot of people who catching the coronavirus, like the president, coming out fine, it look like, right? Sure. Now, I did hear somebody today, though, they got the coronavirus. And, I think the most important thing is if they ever tell you that you got something, no, that's not your expiration date. You know what I mean, brother? Mm-hmm. I think that a lot of times they're going to say you got this, you got that, and that puts you in a state of fear. Yeah. Right? And in that state of fear, you automatically telling yourself and your cells that you're getting ready to die. Yeah. You know what I mean? That fear tactic, right? Mm-hmm. And so, I say that because I know there's an older lady I heard today. She's about 74 years old, and they said that she had the coronavirus. And I hope that, she stay positive. I hope that she stay mentally strong and let her, and she know that just because they say she got something don't mean it's her expiration date, right? Because I think that's what they really doing. They creating this kind of fear where they're saying you got something, where a lot of people are walking away from it fine. But if you're not in the right mindset or in the right body, right, eating healthy and whatnot, or you talk about all the time, you're going to allow that to be able to actually affect you negatively. So, I just want to start off saying that, man. Put some positive words out there, like be positive. Yeah, that positive energy, man.
It's that energy.
Yeah, because there's a lot going on.
When you sometimes when you get emotional or somebody tell you something, you tend to act out of just how you feel, and sometimes it can trigger something to you where you might get depressed or want to bring something negative. So if you're not taking the information and trying to bring light out of it, it can draw you down, and the energies can be a negative force to you as you're trying to progress and move forward. So you just gotta be conscious and mindful that we enter everything with a clean heart and a good perspective and a high perspective, and keep that focus as we go forward with this.
Yeah, because we definitely got some trying times ahead of us, folks. We definitely got some trying times ahead of us. Obviously, you can see the political discourse in Washington is getting worse. Obviously, you can see that the economy is not doing better. The airlines are getting ready to lay off thousands of people. We still got massive unemployment. We still got a lot of global uncertainty, and this is why we talk about on this show the financial, the money system, because I talked to a financial advisor just 2 days ago, and he just let me know how much he didn't know. I want you to understand, a lot of these financial advisors, they learned from a company or an institution that taught them how to sell products. They wanted to sell you a product that they even learned how to sell to you, but they didn't really understand the economy. Because I asked this financial advisor, I said, do you own any gold or silver? He said no. But he told Fi and I put all my eggs in one basket. Okay. And I asked him, well, you just told me that you don't have no gold or silver, so you're not diversified. How you going to tell me about something? Right? And I thought about Robert Kiyosaki in that book, Fake. Robert Kiyosaki talk about fake teachers, fake assets, and fake, fake teachers, fake assets, and fake money.
I like to talk about there's fake people out here too.
Fake people.
We could keep going with what's real and what's fake. I'm saying and in the book we talk about just the asset classes, but when you walk out here in this earth, man, and you telling me, all right, let's say you got a dream, right, and you share this dream with some of your loved ones. Now you go in front of your loved ones, and the first thing only thing they want to do is kill your dreams. That's fake. It could be your loved ones that give you that fakeness. So
and they might not even mean no harm, but they just can't see it for themselves.
Sometimes,
so they don't see how you can do it.
Sometimes you don't know the food you eat or the things you drink, how they can also have they can create a toxic environment, and it can also come through your pores and come through the way you talk and come through the way you deal with people. So we also gotta, like you said, we gotta continuously to keep our mind focused, to keep our mind clear, and to stay focused on where we're headed and what we're trying to do, so we don't knock ourselves off path. Because just like I said, you can get drunk one night today, and your body has to deal with. That's why the next day after you get drunk, you have a hangover. So during a hangover, our body is fighting all these toxins and all this negativity. Like we want to keep alive stuff in our bodies, and we always want to be around life. So if you ever see anything you get from over here, it's nothing but life.
Yeah,
it's life.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and you know that go along with what we're trying to talk about when we bringing this life-giving information on this economy, folks. I'm telling you, I always got to bring it back to the economy, because if you ask me, the number one enemy on the planet right now is not Black Lives Matter. The number one enemy on the planet right now is not Antifa or Trump or the Democrats, right? Joe Biden or whatever have you, right? Ring, ring, ring. Who calling? Sound like money, right? So the number one thing that, to me, if you ask me, is the number one problem is the Federal Reserve and central banks, right? Federal Reserve and central bank policy. And the reason they're the number one enemy is because they have corrupted the whole financial system and have given us debt and called it money. They got us holding liabilities and thinking it's an asset. That's a problem. How you gonna hold a liability and think you got an asset, right? And if you go to the Federal Reserve website right now, they'll tell you cash is a liability to them. The dollar is a liability to them, right? And so the number one problem, even when it comes to your health, I don't care what it comes down to, folks, your access to good quality schools, your access to good legal assistance, your access to good food, good housing, okay? Your access to a good healthcare system, whatever it is, it could come down to money, come down to the monetary system, right? And when you realize the reason that it costs so much for healthcare, it costs so much for organic foods, it costs so much for a quality place to live, is because the dollar, the money, has lost so much purchasing power that you now have to get more of those same dollars, those worthless pieces of paper, right? That's money calling it. We calling the show. If y'all don't know, they got the number back there, 240-755-2775. You can call in with your questions, your comments, or even anything that you want us to particularly discuss on this radio show. Pick our brains and get our opinions, right? But so this is the whole thing, folks. A lot of people don't know. I'm going to give you a quick example of why you need to save your money in assets like physical silver as opposed to saving your money in dollars, right? And most people don't know this. But here's a real quick example. So in 1965, right? In 1965, if you had $2,500, all right, you could have bought you a brand new Ford Mustang. I want you to understand that. I want to say that again real slow, because I want you to understand this math real quick. We're talking about math, not emotion right now, all right? In 1965, you could have bought a brand new Mustang for about $2,500. In that same time period, you could have had 2,500 ounces of silver and bought that Mustang as well. So $2,500 or 2,500 ounces of silver both would have bought you a Ford Mustang. So they were equal in their purchasing power, right? You could have bought the same thing. Fast forward to 2019. I'm going to just give you some numbers. This ain't emotion, this numbers. 2019, that 2,500 ounces of silver today would buy you 2 brand new Ford Mustangs. So that same 2,500 ounces of silver that bought you one brand new Mustang back in 1965, that same 2,500 ounces of silver would have bought you two brand new Mustangs today. But I also said that you could have bought a brand new Mustang in 1965 for $2,500. Now, ask yourself this. In 2019, can you buy yourself a brand new Mustang for $2,500? Brother, can they do that right now?
Nah, not brand new.
So based on the math, not emotion, is it better to save your money in silver, or would it be better than save your money in cash?
It'd been better to save in silver with which is
without a doubt. This is math, not emotion, right? I'll give you another example. I get this examples out on my presentations that we do every single night at 9:30. 1965, we're going to do the same time period, right? Let's say you had $10,000 and you had two options. You either going to buy a house or you're going to put it into gold, right? For the gold lovers, right? So the $10,000, let's say you went ahead and bought you a house in 1965. Well, today, in let's say 2019, I'm going to give you the 2019 stats, all right? The value of that $10,000 placed in the house is worth about $85,000. All right. So people put their money in real estate. Over time, the inflation of the real estate go up, right? And that's what you would have had. But that same $10,000, if you would have put it in gold, guess how much you think you would have had more money if you put it in gold or less?
I guess.
My man, he know the answer. He's golden plug.
More, yeah.
I don't even know why I asked him. I need to have y'all call in, right?
Yeah.
But the answer is that same $10,000 in 1965, if you had put it in gold, it'd be worth over $421 million, $421,000. Excuse me, not the M's. We getting there though, because that dollar gonna continue to lose value and gold gonna continue to rise. But that same $10,000 is worth $421,000. So would you rather have $421,000 or would you rather have $85,000? You see, that's what it come down to. This math, the dynamics that gave the values for those assets in 2019 are accelerating. The dollar is becoming worthless, continually becoming worthless, because they continue to print trillions on trillions of dollars, stealing away from the purchasing power of the money. I'm going to give you one more example for you guys out there. One more example. An ounce of silver in a dollar bill back in 1965, okay, a dollar bill was equal to an ounce of silver. An ounce of silver was equal to a dollar bill. In 1965, you could have bought a gallon of milk for $1 or 1 ounce of silver, right? Fast forward till today, let's say 2019. I'm working with 2019 stats, folks. That's not too long ago, all right? That same 1 ounce of silver will get you over 5 gallons of milk, okay? That same 1 ounce of silver will get you over 5 gallons of milk. But guess how much that $1, how many gallons of milk you getting for $1 in 2019? You already know the answer.
Ain't getting nothing.
This is what I'm talking about when we're talking about the purchasing power of the dollar. This is what we're talking about when we're talking about inflation. I'm going to give it to you in another way. The dollar bill in 1965 could have bought you one movie ticket, okay? So would an ounce of silver in 1965. It would have bought you one movie ticket. Fast forward till today. Today, that ounce of silver will get you almost 2 movie tickets, right? But how many movie tickets you gonna get today for $1? You can't even get nothing at the concession stands for $1. You can't get no popcorn, no nothing, let alone a ticket, right? And so this is what people don't understand. They don't see the value of the dollar over time. They say, I got $100. This the same $100 that was $100 value back in 1950. It say 100 on there. What's the difference? They're not conceptualizing what that buy you today and what it bought you back then. And when you realize that the dynamics that are making up these scenarios right now are worse, you realize the severity of why you need to exchange your cash for silver and gold immediately. Immediately, you need to exchange your money. If you got kids or children, if you worried about their future, you want to leave them off better than you want to make sure they come from wealth, you want to send them to a good school, I hope you're not saving in dollars. I hope you're not saving in dollars for them. For those of us who getting older and we realizing, man, we 35. I had my man call me the other day. He said, man, yeah, I'm 35, man. I'm getting older, man. I gotta start taking this thing seriously, man. I gotta start saving some money. You know what I mean? For those of us who think about retirement, if you saving in cash, you're a loser. And you're gonna lose. Cause that cash ain't gonna do it for you.
I got another question.
Go ahead, brother.
What about Social Security? I mean, they say that once you work for so many years and you save up so much money in Social Security that when you get to a certain age, you should be able to retire and be able to pull from that Social Security, if I'm correct.
Well, that's the whole thing about Social Security. It's a good question for those who need to know. Social Security ain't gonna be around in 15 years, folks. So I hope you're not relying on that when you retire. The data, they already came out and said it. The Social Security Administration is bankrupt. All right, you have to understand how Social Security got set up. They don't even know what that means. What is Social Security? Is this socialism? I thought this was capitalism. Social Security? What? Where people are taking money from other people to pay for other people? That don't sound like capitalism, right? But anyways, Social Security was a scheme devised by the government to take money from the people, right, during the baby boomers era. And what happened is that the baby boomers was able to put a lot of money into this Social Security. And they said, well, when you retire, we're going to pay you out, right? And the money that is going to keep coming in is coming from the new people that's being born today. So we pay in the Social Security those who pay taxes. But the problem is that they're not collecting enough tax revenue to pay for the aging population that are costing more money, you know, for the health problems and healthcare and all that.
So you mean to tell me with all this debt that the government is accruing, I'm talking over what, $14 trillion in debt?
They don't got the money, bro.
So
the Social Security Administration is done in 15 years. They don't have the money. So they're going bankrupt.
So you mean to
I
tell
hope
me,
you're not relying on Social Security.
So you mean to tell me that when I'm going to work that I'm saving money for my retirement that's not going to be there when I retire?
Oh, pretty much. Yeah, it's a setup, bro. It's a straight up setup. It's a scam. They robbing the people.
So how
Google it yourself.
So how does gold and silver, how does that protect me from that happening to me?
Yeah, well, because you're gonna have a real asset that's gonna hold its value and increase for you.
Okay.
You see, Social Security, they want to pay you out in dollars for one thing. So what's the value of the dollar bill 15 years from now? I done gave y'all the stats on the value of the currency from 65 to 2019. And y'all know the government done print trillions of dollars. I'm gonna give y'all some more numbers real quick. This from the Bureau of Labor and Statistics. Some people say 1965, that's too long. All right, let's say the year 2000. We're gonna go from the year 2000 to 2018. From that time period, 18 years, the prices of food has increased over 43%. The price to heating your home has went up 99%. The prices for car insurance has went up 97%. The prices for water and sewer services, 133%. College tuition has went up 151%. Medicare has went up 97%. But they got you fooled because you say, well, I just got a cost of living increase. Which, matter of fact, the government workers ain't got no cost of living increase in the last, I don't know how many years, right? But they got you, you think you making more money at work. You're not making more money than the rate of inflation. The loss in purchasing power eating up the value of your dollar more than you making it. And they're not going to tell that to you. They're going to have you thinking that it's raining while they pissing on your back. Right? So that's the whole thing. People need to understand and realize the severity of them not holding cash. I don't think they understand. I think they think things is, it's going to be sweet, that we got time. No, your time is running out, folks. I'm telling you right now, because the U.S. government is in emergency monetary policy mode right now. The Federal Reserve is in emergency monetary policy mode right now. The banks are insolvent, folks. The banks don't have the money, okay? Your money, as soon as you put it in the bank, they loaning it out. 100%. They used to keep some of it in there. They loaning out all of it now. They already passed in laws where they can tap into your checking and your savings and your safety deposit box if they need to, right? But a lot of people I'm talking to don't got no safety deposit box or no savings anyway, because the data is that the average American don't even got $1,000 in their savings account. A $500 emergency come up, they ain't even prepared for it. And these are the numbers, folks. It's not emotion. It's just math. So what you gonna do about it? Well, that's why we're on this radio show called Running with the Runners. Because right now we got an organization and we running hundreds of us right now. Very soon in the next week or so to be thousands. And we helping people find solutions to the real problems in this economy. Real solutions for real people to real problems. All right. The problem of financial ignorance, we're going to fill it with financial literacy. The problem with lack of liabilities, we're going to fill it with assets. The problem with more expenses, we're going to fill it with more income. We want to help you get cash flow, folks. The most important thing you can have right now, in addition to assets, is cash flow. I can't express enough the importance that you have cash flow. But I'm not talking about cash flow that you go to work for. Okay? Because as soon as you stop working, or as soon as that job lets you go, or as soon as there's the company shuts down, your cash flow dead. Your cash flow done stop, right? See, we got money, folks. It's just like my phone. I told you they always calling me during the live stream. They always calling me during a live stream. So this is the whole thing. Cash flow is the most important thing that you can have right now, but not just, we're having trouble loading. Okay. Not just cash flow, right? You need residual and passive income, okay? If you trading your time in for money, you're a disaster waiting for happening. I'm telling you, if you trading your time in for money, you're a disaster waiting to happen. You have to have multiple streams of income. This is why we came on the Hustle5way program. Got our own show. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Running with the runners, because we can relate and understand in that concept of having multiple streams of income, not relying on one stream of income, right?
Mind you, we all young men. We all up under we up under 40. A lot of my good friends, and a lot of what we do is contrary to what maybe our parents would teach us, what we learned in school, some of the stuff we study up under. So one thing we learned about life is it's all about the actions and what you do and the sacrifices you make. So because of the information we receive, from the financial information to listening to a lot of the black leaders, and it's all about the cause, the issue, and how do we fix the problem, the effect, and what's the cause of it. So the cause, we can talk about the causes all day, but we actually have solutions. We are actually providing value, and we are showing you that this is the problem and this is the solution. So whatever it is, that's what you're going to get from here. So if you got any questions, if there's anything you want to talk about, anybody in the audience, anybody that's watching, the lines are open. Feel free to call in to say what's up. We're here. You know what I'm saying? We're easy to access. Anything you got, come with it. We're here.
Yeah, look, so this is a whole nother thing, folks. I'll give you some more information, because I'm telling you, it's a lot of jewels, a lot of value being dropped in this stream. Man, this is a class in itself, man. And so look, the Federal Reserve dollar, the United States dollar, since the inception of it, the Federal Reserve note, all right, came about in 1913, all right? From the time that they created their Federal Reserve note, which is a debt-based interest-bearing note. So what that means is that every time the Federal Reserve creates currency or the notes for the government, it's debt, because we got to pay back that note. We got to give it back to them, right? But on top of that, we got to give them back the note and interest. Ain't nowhere to draw from interest from besides borrowing more money, right? It's like paying off Peter to pay Paul, right? Or borrowing from Peter to pay Paul. You just in debt. You're going to continue to be in debt, right? But the dollar has lost 98% of its value since the Federal Reserve was created in 1913. 98% of its value. So I'm going to give y'all a little example here. Something to also share on the presentation slide sometime when I do the presentation, but we got one tonight at 9:30. Let's say your family had a trust in 1913 with $1 million in it, and it lost the same value and purchasing power as, the dollar has declined over time. The dollar loses value over time. I said 98%, right? Today, the value of that $1 million, the purchasing power of it, back from when you had it in 1913, and because of the decline in the purchasing power of the dollar, is between $40,000 to $50,000. $40,000 to $50,000. And why is that? Because they printed more money, folks. The more money they print, it steals from the purchasing power, the value of the currency in circulation. It's the law of supply and demand. If there's a lot of it, the value is low. If there's less of it, the value is high. This is what gets me excited, and this is what gets the runners excited, because we're dealing with an asset like gold and silver, but we're dealing with what's called numismatic coins, all right, that are very rare and limited in quantity. Therefore, the value of them is great. The value of them is high, right? And so this is what it's about. You want to get assets, folks. They got us looking for jobs. They got us looking for jobs, folks. Come on now. Don't look for jobs.
So
Look for assets.
Me personally, I know some people like to take
streams of income.
There's some people out here that like to take risks. Some people like to shoot dice. Some people like to gamble. Some people like to play them scratch off tickets. So somebody like me, I don't mind trying to do those things if I see the value that I'm gonna be able to make more money. But what happens, like, what is the risk factor compared when you're dealing and saving in silver and gold versus the risk factor of, let's say, Forex or dealing with something in inside of those other type of markets? Is there any difference in like the risk you're taking?
Yeah, that's one of the beauty of what we're doing, brother.
Okay.
Because there are people who are risk adverse. They're like, man, I work hard for this money. I'm not about to play around with it in the stock market. I don't know what I'm doing. The market crash one day. That's it. I'm gonna be upset, right? So the beautiful thing about saving in gold and silver is that it's outside the market, right? And gold is actually a tier 1 asset, which means zero risk, right? So what that means is that the Bank of International Settlements, which is above the Federal Reserve, the central bank for central banks, have labeled gold a tier 1 asset. Tier 1 means accepted 100% for value. There's zero risk in holding this asset. All right? It's valued, it's guaranteed. That's what gold is. That's the kind of assets you want to hold on to. People want to play around with the money in the debt system trying to get more paper. You don't want to get paper. You want to get assets. You want to get wealthy, right? You can have $1 million and still be broke. You can have $1 million and still be broke. You got $1 million and your expenses are $1 million, you broke. It's a lot of people out here fronting and stunting to look good, but really they broke. They don't got no assets. They don't understand money. And they don't understand where the economy is and what to do with that money. And they got fake teachers and poor advisors out here telling you to get your money in the stock market because the market is up and it's always going to go up. Not understanding where the economy is. So this will get me excited, folks, because I know when I'm telling people to get gold and silver, I know they can't lose. I want to help people get an asset where they can't lose. They're not going to say, man, this brother told me get gold and silver and now gold went to zero. Or gold ain't increasing value, or I'd have been better off putting my money in something else. No, you're not going to get that. You're not going to get that. If you don't hold it, you don't own it. You want the physical asset. And you want cash flow, folks. This is what is exciting about this opportunity, being able to get cash flow, right? Passive residual income, right? If you don't make money, if you don't find a way to make money while you're sleeping, you're going to work till you die. If you got to be awake to make money, you're going to work till you die. If you got to leave your house to make money, you're going to work till you die. You got to employ systems of leverage that allow you to create a residual and passive income. So whether you wake up out that bed or not, money's still coming in. Whether you live on this planet or not, that money's still going to pay out and your children going to be able to eat off that. Cash flow is important. Multiple streams of income. Assets. That's what we talking about. That's what we're going to continue to talk about. And that's the system that we plugging into. So if you running with the runners, right, you on a presentation tonight at 9:30. If you running with the runners, you already got the membership. You already got the Sound Money wallet. If you're not running with the runners, I don't know what you're running from. Because we heading towards financial independence. We heading towards financial security. We heading towards time, location, and financial freedom. We're going to build massive generational wealth while everybody else going to be wondering what the hell happened. So this is why I get excited, because I know the value of this information. I know the times that we're in. I know the wealth that's getting ready to transfer into the hands of people like myself and the runners who are getting real assets, who are creating multiple streams of income for themselves and securing their future.
You know, brother, I ain't got too much to add to that, man. You
Look,
know, we just dropping bombs. Like you say, we continuously growing and giving you this consistent information and wisdom and sound information. And the Sound Money wallet, that's next level. And we able to send gold and silver like I never seen and was able to do before. So if let's say you prefer saving in silver like me, because it's a smarter and sound investment right now, I would rather you pay me. If we doing some type of exchange, you can send me straight silver. That would be nice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's next level. This next level stuff we talking about over here too.
Yeah, it's a conversation, like we always say, man, it's a conversation that's not had enough. You know what I mean? Enough people aren't talking about it. You know, we talking about getting money, we talking about getting paper, but we not really educating ourselves on what money is and should we be getting paper? Should we now change our dialogue and our tone and the way we thinking about money? Should we be like, yo, let's get this gold, let's get this silver, or let's get this sound money, or you know, we gotta figure out another way to wake ourselves up, because we caught in Alice in Wonderland right now with this system, man. This rabbit hole of deception goes deep, and if they don't wake up soon, they ain't gonna be able to get up out of it, right? But I'm fired up because we got the solution. I'm fired up because we got the plan, we got the strategy, and that tonight at 9:30 we got a presentation going on where we're gonna show you the system of leverage that we using to build wealth in these assets and to create a residual and passive income for ourselves and secure our financial future. You see, people talking about money, yeah, we getting money, we doing it. They don't know what they talking about. They don't have no idea what's going on with the economy. They don't even know where the money reserve note, and they think that's the government. You know what I mean? This is the whole thing. It's one thing to say I got money. It's another thing to say I know what money is. Right? And so that's the value you're going to get on this show, man. That's the value you're going to get on this show. So you got anything else to say for them, Zay, man? I think we done gave them a lot today, man. We done overcooked their grits. We done threw terms at them they ain't know about. Bank of International Settlements and Tier 1 assets. They said, man, I got to go do some research, man. What you got for them, brother?
Man, I ain't got too much. You know what we still over here doing the same thing we've been doing every day. Every Wednesday we come on, we hitting the farm. We're out here trying to build and grow. And that's all we're trying to do is uplift you, uplift ourselves. We're bringing each other, picking up each other by the bootstraps. When somebody get down we picking them up. We ain't send them to the doctors or get no medicine. We over here trying to be proactive. We're actually doing what we need to do. We're not just talking about anything. We're actually, I can honestly say that this is one opportunity where there's no person left behind if you don't want to be left behind.
Hey, man, hit one of my ad-libs on that,
man.
brother. Hit all up, man. Now that is
ready
crazy.
for the wealth transfer.
Get
All
ready
facts.
for the wealth transfer.
The runners.
The runners.
Yeah, we out here.
Come on. The runners, get
running.
ready for the wealth transfer.
Man, we got anybody that
Y'all know what time it is.
Anybody want to say what's up? Anybody got anything they want to talk about? Man, we open. Whatever. Pick our brains. Whatever you got, come with it. We'll stay up for a little bit longer.
All right, folks. So this is what's going down. We're going to get ready for this 9:30 presentation tonight. It don't matter what day or what time you watching this presentation. We do presentations at 9:30 every single night. I'll put the link in the description of this video. Every night except Monday night, because we got a corporate call on Monday. But every night except Monday night, 9:30, We got a presentation going on showing y'all this dynamic system on how you're going to be able to get the physical asset mailed to your home and how you're going to create an additional stream of income with this opportunity, folks. We fired up. We done put in over 700 people in this organization the last 30 days. I'm one of the top earners. There's only 11 golds in the company. There's nobody at higher level than gold in the company, right? I want you to understand who y'all talking to and the information that y'all getting and the system that y'all about to get ready to leverage here. Your life has changed forever when you start running with the runners, because we're ahead of the curve. This Ricardo Hamilton, a.k.a. Crypto Rick, constantly, continuously, consistently building wealth in precious metals and crypto with my boy.
Your golden plug. We out here.
We out.
Peace.
Hit them ad-libs for them.
Where we at with it?
The runners, all facts. Now that is
ready
crazy.
for the
Wealth transfer. Get ready for the wealth transfer. Where my engineer at? Where my engineer at? Engineer. Yep. The runners, all facts. Get ready for the wealth transfer. My engineer was back there the whole time. He didn't stop the camera. Oh, yeah, that joint going too? He was live on where? On Hustle5way's radio? Oh, yeah. Damn, I need to see that because the comments, he probably had more people on that one. I only had like 4 man. I got you. Yeah, get my phone. It's only 8:40. Yeah, we early as hell. Well, I mean, that jump wasn't gonna run. Usually when I go live just by myself, I can run for at least an hour. We did at least an hour, like 45 today. But already the 2-hour block. The reason we got a 2-hour block cause sometimes I ain't gonna be able to get. We get here at like 8:30. What time we got here last time? 9. And then we had to get ready for the 9:30. Last time, so.
Yo. Pompeii was good, G.